Backcountry skiing came to me originally through the pursuits to find uncharted territory. As I progressed from professional role in skiing to more recreational and ultimate product designer, I found myself just being more naturally drawn to the environments of the backcountry, the elements of nature, just that ambience was really inspiring.
Checkerspot came about 4 years ago, and we're wondering if the platform that we had spent a lot of time working on, about 8 years, could be used in the material science space. There was a lot of fertile ground that we could go plow. We knew that we would build a brand. We didn't know around what, but we knew we needed a brand to animate our technology.
WNDR Alpine came about largely because we saw an opportunity to advance the unique bio-based polyurethanes that we had started to develop in the lab in Berkeley. We saw an opportunity where this outdoor community would be really receptive to bio-based alternatives that were performance application specifically built. And ultimately the goal was, let's not shock the market with a shape that they've never seen before. Let's instead introduce a ski that they're familiar with, its outline geometry, its flex profile, its weight and all of that. But let's lean into the story of the new materials, because no one until now has skied on materials derived from microalgae.
I like being part of something that is trying to change the way that our world is functioning right now, which obviously isn't working the best. And this small idea, this simple idea of taking algae, making oil, and then making materials with that, and then giving that to the consumer, is showing people that this company that's being extremely conscious of their footprint on the planet is also making money. And that's huge, I think.
This is the first time ever in the history of ski building that we've had access to purpose-built materials that are derived from a new origin. Essentially, we are our own supply chain here, and that gives us a lot of new levers to pull in terms of designing for performance characteristics that we desire. In addition to that, our materials happen to come from a renewable resource, so they're inherently lower impact than incumbent petroleum-derived materials.
Building things off of petroleum products, you're very limited on what the industry can provide. And we're starting with our raw building blocks from nature, so there's way more building blocks. Our goal is to be zero waste, and our goal is to feed as much of that back into our products as possible. And so we're making headway providing renewable sources, algae being one of them.
The process in designing the Intention 110 usually starts with the consumer or the people that we're putting on these skis. You know, their input usually drives the design, and then it's measured in every way that we can here to confirm what we're seeing out in the field in order to further that design into the product that we envisioned from the start.
We use Fusion 360 to quickly iterate on our product development process. We CAD, CAM, cut apart, test it, all within a couple days.
It allows us to do all the rapid prototyping that we thrive on as a startup company and an innovative company.
We're the most vertical company I've ever been at, from DNA to oil to materials to product, and we're handling it from the beginning. And we're the first people to introduce new materials to the ski industry probably since the 50s. This is hard, it's not easy, and nobody else wants to do it. So yes, there's resistance everywhere. We think there's a performance advantage. We think there's a benefit ecologically. We think there's a benefit to everything. That's why we're doing it.
As a company, we have no desire to be exclusive with this technology. Our goal is 100% to democratize this innovation. So to get other partners on board to start working with our materials to free them of the material limitations that they're currently succumbed to is a big part of our vision. But I think what would be really meaningful is that we can show to the industry that through biology we can solve some of these bigger multi-decade problems.